Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Mad Stacker here with another LEGO set review. This time it's 70163, Toxikita's Toxic Meltdown. I think that's how it's pronounced. Toxikita? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? This is another one of the Ultra Agent sets released this year. This one is 429 pieces. I mean, this is one of those sets where I wasn't completely sold on it at first. I knew after getting some of the other Ultra Agent sets that I really wanted to collect all of the villains, because the Ultra Agents villains are really cool, and the ones that are included in this set are no different. There's some really crazy stuff in this set, so let's just get right down to it. First up, there is this little structural element that is clearly supposed to be some sort of laboratory, so to speak. It does have a couple really interesting features, though. I wish I could split it into... Can I split it in two and show it to you? No, it is actually connected. It was built in two separate pieces, obviously, this side and this side, and then you just kind of put it together, and it stays together pretty well. But first up on this side over here, it's got these little robot arms with crazy little, I guess they're plutonium rods or something. This whole thing is supposed to be sort of, you know, a lab of some kind. But one of the things that I think is really funny is they have handles in the back here, and they're actually connected to the arms. So if you turn the handle, the arms actually move, which is pretty funny. The only other big feature here really is this spinning glass door, which is, you know, sort of supposed to be like a security door. I just think it's neat because it's very similar to the door that was featured in the prison cell in the Ultra Agents Mission HQ, which I just put the review up for that the other day, so check that out. You can see it's pretty much the same thing. Not really, I mean, a whole lot to say about this part. There are some really neat pieces in here. It does come with a sort of classic blaster piece over here, but other than that, I mean, this part, you can sort of flick this and the little crystal will fly out of there. But nothing, I mean, nothing too much to say about this part. This I mean, it looks cool, but other than that, it's not really, it's alright. The main part of this set, though, obviously, is the helicopter, which is, I mean, this was the one where I wasn't sold on this at first. I was really on the fence about this set. Like I said, I knew I wanted to get the villains, but I was just like, it's a helicopter and a lab thing. I don't get it. This helicopter is actually really cool. I talked to Bubba Bricks, which, if you're not watching his stuff, go over. He does all kinds of really cool videos. His mocks are really cool. But I asked him about it, and he said, oh no, I built it. It's really, especially, this helicopter is really cool. And after building it, I'm pretty much sold. It is really, really neat. Obviously, the cockpit opens fairly well. The color scheme really is something that you don't see very often. The light green, trans neon green, which I'm not going to lie, that's one of my favorite things about this set. It comes with so much trans neon green, and trans neon green is unquestionably my favorite color. But I did not know that the helicopter, the main body of the helicopter actually opens up as well, so you can fit another minifigure in there, or, you know, they can take hostages or all that kind of fun stuff. Hostage taking, it's fun, isn't it? It has a chain that's just sort of built into it, and it just sort of hangs off the side. So, you know, do with that what you will. I usually just kind of attach it to somewhere so that it stays up a little bit better. But, you know, that's for someone to, oh, helicopter getaway, hang it on the chain. Okay. But I think the most interesting aspect of it is this part at the back here. And again, when I first saw this on the box, I was like, it comes with all these Zammer spheres, but it has no way of launching them. Surprise, it does. It actually comes with a rubber band, and this strange little assembly over here allows it to sort of drop the Zammer spheres like bombs almost. Let me see if I can show it to you. Oh, and there, it actually dropped two of them, which is surprising because it usually only drops one at a time. But and they just sort of go back in. This little door thing here helps them stay in, but you just pop them back in, and they stay in there really well, and they don't, you know, accidentally launch out. But this is a really cool helicopter. It's a really neat looking helicopter. The design of it is really cool. It's really, the build of this was one of the most interesting things. Just sort of seeing how they put this whole thing together. Like, this back part here is just one large assembly that just holds everything onto the back. And it's all mostly held together by these Technic arm assemblies, which just kind of shove into both sides of it. You can see they're on both sides there. But yeah, this is a really neat helicopter. I'm really glad that I got this. After getting it and building it, I'm really happy to have this. And I think this is helicopters, especially, you know, non-city helicopters, are not something that you see very often. So having one this neat is pretty cool. The set did come with 4 minifigs, which is pretty cool. First up, the Ultra Agents, who I wish I remembered what his name was, because all the Ultra Agents have ridiculous names, like Strike Blast Face, or Chip Mantooth, or Clutch Rust Rod, or something like that. But this guy is just really cool because of this crazy backpack assembly that he has, that has the cool trans light blue shield and a trans light blue chainsaw, which just makes me happy to no end. Really, any kind of chainsaw. He does come with the standard Ultra Agent Stud Blaster, and again, this is one of the same agents that came with the Ultra Agents Mission HQ, but I think this one's cooler just by virtue of the fact that he has this neat backpack. Next up, I'm not sure if this guy is officially an Ultra Agent. He is wearing a hazmat suit, a really neat hazmat suit, by the way, that says AC Research. So I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. But he does have a dual printed head. He has the sort of standard, and then the, oh god! Ah! I do think this head is unique in that, I'm not gonna lie, I have looked for a minifig head that has both glasses and a goatee for a very long time, and this is the first one that I've seen that has that combination of facial features on it. So I'm not sure if this is the same mold as the CMF hazmat guy. I'm assuming that it probably is, but he definitely looks really cool, and he's a really neat addition to this set. The bad guys are also really cool. I have no idea what this guy's name is, but he's one of Toxikita's henchmen. He reminds me a lot of Adam Acid, who is included in the Riverside raid, and I'm wondering, are they related? They do have these similar, you know, ampoules or flasks or whatever you want to call them hanging from them. I'm wondering if it's the same thing. I don't know. He does have the really awesome trans green head, which means he obviously has no alternate head print, but he's kind of terrifying. I mean, look at those teeth and those eyes. He's really, he's kind of intense. But he's a really neat combination just because the head and the derby hat and everything. And he comes with one of the cool Galaxy Squad blasters. Last but certainly not least is, of course, Toxikita herself, who I don't know if this is a new style of gun, but I've never seen it before, and I think it's really neat. I like the combination where it's sort of an acid blaster. She's a really cool print on her with the crazy torn up hazmat tank top and everything. And again, she has more of the little acid things on her pants there. One of the coolest things I think about her, I think it is funny that she just has a green version of Ann Lee's hair from Monster Fighters, which means she has a little space right in there where you could put a harpoon or something if you wanted. But she has 2 head prints too, and I think hers is really neat because her main head is just sort of plain, except it has these green splotches over it, much like her torso does. But her alternate head print is, it's a lot more intense. She has heavy eye makeup, her eyes are like glowing green, she has crazy green lipstick. So I'm taking that to mean is, you know, after she acquires this this radioactive gem or, you know, toxic thing, whatever it's supposed to be, it sort of, you know, powers her up and she becomes much more intense and much more dangerous of a villain when she's sort of... So, that's pretty much it. I don't really have another minifig of the day. You know what? I do, actually. Let me pull this one out and show it to you. It's not really too much, but this is a guy that I call Stone Guardian. It's basically the statue from one of the Der Girder sets, Der Girder Battle or Der Girder Ambush, or whichever one it is. The main part of this minifig is I did add the Chima armor to him with just one of these things on the back. I was planning on adding wings to him as soon as I can find gray wings, but be that as it may. The coolest part about him, I think, is the weapon that I built for him, which is this crazy giant sort of brick-built hammer. I don't know if I'm going to really use him for much other than just a statue, but I think he looks really cool. I really like just that statue fig, so having him and having the giant hammer is pretty cool. So that is it for 70163, Toxikita's Toxic Meltdown. A little surprised. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did, and I'm really glad I picked up this set. So, as usual, keep stacking.